Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This video is going to be an extended makeup tutorial this time where I actually do more of a dramatic eye. And the look I was going for was a summery kind of bright lavender eye using very simple products, basic colors that you could find in a lot of different eyeshadow palettes nowadays, because there's just an array of eyeshadow palettes that you can find in the drugstore, Sephora, all the above. So I actually have false lashes on as well, a nice contoured face with a nice bright eye. If you want to also know how I got my foundation, concealer, kind of like the base in this video, then go to my previous video of my first impressions because that's where I did my concealer and foundation. So in this video, I'm going to start off with the eyes. My face is already done. So I'll put the link around this video or down here and click on that if you want to see how I did my foundation and concealer. So let's go ahead and get started with the eyeshadow. First things first is we're going to go in with a transition color for the crease. So I always go to MAC's Soft Brown with a 224 brush. One tip I always like to give, especially if you're new to using makeup or just using brushes as a tool to apply your makeup, when you're using a blending brush for any color shadow, no matter what location you place it on your lid, try and hold it as far back on the handle as possible so you're not pushing so hard, the pressure isn't there, and the color is evenly dispersed. And as far as the motion, when you're using your brush, always go in circular motions or kind of like that windshield wiper motion. Rexy is crying yet again. It's not Gregory, it's the dog. Once you have your transition color blended, you don't bring it all the way down onto the lid, nor do you bring it all the way up to under the brow. We're going to go ahead and do an outer crease color. So I go in with a more dense blending brush, which is MAC's 217. And I'm going to use my old school Naked palette. I'm sure all of you still have this. I'm bringing it back. This is from Urban Decay, of course. And I'm going to go in with the color, ooh, goodness, Hustle, right here. You want to dab and blend. You go back in with your blending brush and you're going to blend the dark outer corner color with your transition colors. In this case, I'm going to blend Hustle in with Soft Brown. Alright, we're going to revisit the outer color again later, but let's go ahead and apply our lid color. I'm going to use a dense flathead brush. This is MAC's 242, and I'm going to use the color called Sin, also in the Urban Decay Naked palette. So we're going to apply this color right on the lid, going from the tear duct about halfway, so it just meets the darkest color. Now with whatever's left over on your brush, you can use that same lid color to bring it inwards over the tear duct to give a little bit more of a brighter effect. Then once you have your lid color applied, we're going to go back with our blending brush and take that transition color again, in this case it's Soft Brown from MAC, and we're going to just kind of reapply the transition color so all the colors blend nicely. Don't blow on your brush, but I just did, but don't blow on it. And then this is when we go back in and refocus on our outer corner color, which is Hustle from Urban Decay's Naked Palette. Ay, goodness gracious. Ah! Now, let's go do our brows. I'm going to use MAC's 263 angled brush to dip into my Anastasia DipBrow, which is that waterproof brow pomade, and I use Ebony. So once we have our shadow done, our highlight color, the brows on, nice and cleaned up, I'm going to keep this look a little bit more summery. So I'm going to refrain from doing such heavy black liner on the lid. And I'm actually just going to go ahead and tight line the top waterline and the bottom waterline with a waterproof liner. So I'm going to use MAC's PowerPoint eyeliner in Engraved. It's their deepest black they have, and just go ahead and line both eyes on the bottom and underneath the lashes on the top. Alright, and now it's time to do our lashes. So I'm going to go in with my old school favorite, the L'Oreal's Voluminous in Carbon Black. This is a waterproof one. Summertime, it's got to be waterproof, otherwise it just smears everywhere. Because I have liner on the bottom waterline, I am going to do a teeny bit of mascara on the bottom lashes. Typically I don't, but let's just do it. We don't have liner on the top lid, so we'll try it out on the bottom. And when I mean a little bit, I mean a little bit. I just touched it once on each side. So I'm going to put on some lashes as well, because we're refraining from the liner on the top. Hey, I fed him already. So the lashes I'm going to use are the ones that I, again, always go back to. They're from Ardell, the little Demi Wispies. Again, I'm bringing a lot of old school products back today. You have to. So I'm also using the Duo adhesive in the dark tone. Right? Do you think he's too skinny, Rex? I'm like starting to see his like bone, like his ribs and stuff.
From here, it looks like he's only got 3 legs though. It's weird.
And of course, you let it dry a little bit before applying it directly to your lid. I like to apply lashes just with my fingertips. A lot think tweezers are helpful. That's up to you. Always look down in the mirror when you're applying false lashes. That way the application of the lashes just kind of falls naturally on your natural lash band. We're going to touch up the mascara. Make sure you want to squeeze them together, especially if you don't have that top liner, just so you don't see the separation of the natural lashes to the false. We're going to let those dry and kind of set and settle for a little bit. Finish up the skin, the lips, and hopefully call it a day. So I'm going to go in with my traditional bronzer, my MAC Mineralize Skinfinish in Give Me Sun. and a MAC 116 brush. It's a smaller blush brush that you can use to control a little bit more of the product. We're going to apply this kind of as a contour. Again, I don't heavily contour and highlight. It may seem like it now in this tutorial because of this bright frickin' brightener underneath my eye from Maybelline. A little bit of color on the cheeks. Again, I'm telling you, I'm bringing it back. Coastal Scents 10 blush palette. Voila. Let's use this color today. There's no names. A 136 brush from MAC, long and tapered to give a light application. A little bit goes a long way. On the apples of the cheeks, of course, is where you would apply the blush color. Alright, and you take your large powder brush with no product, whatever was on it from when you applied your setting powder, and you blend in the blush, the bronzer, and a little bit of that brightening concealer, just so it doesn't look like it's white and then brown. Voila! Time for the lips. So I'm going to go in, I already have it moisturized with my Rosy Lips Vaseline moisturizer. I'm going to go in with MAC's Whirl lip liner. This is like a MAC tutorial pretty much. Again, no one uses MAC anymore, so I'm just gonna bring it back. Then add a little bit more color. I'm using Stila's Stila's Stay All Day Liquid Lipstick in Patina. This came in like a little Stila makeup gift box type thing that I got. And I actually really like it. It stays fairly well and it's such a nude neutral color. So we're going to use that on top of our Whirl lip liner. And last but not least, spray it up so it's nice and dewy and it sets for the rest of your day. Urban Decay's All Nighter. It's a travel size. I love the travel sizes because most of the time I don't even use it. So you pay half the price for, yes, half the product, but lasts me forever. So, ooh, almost got my lashes stuck together. And there you have it. A bright lavender eye with more of a dramatic lash, a nice neutral lip that stands out because of the pigment of the color that we chose, and it's very nice and light for the summer. It's still dramatic, but it's not overwhelming for those hot summer nights because we refrained from that heavy black winged liner that most of us, even I, typically do with your makeup look. So staying away from that can make a huge difference. I suggest trying to tight line your eyes instead. That's what I love about makeup. You can really change up a look with one super simple technique. And that's it. So I do like I mentioned in my last video, if you haven't watched it already, I did kind of an unboxing and a first impression of the Maybelline Age Rewind concealers. I said I would kind of have a small little blurb at the end of this tutorial to kind of show you what it looks like with a full face of makeup and kind of how I feel now that I do have everything else on, so it's kind of more put together. So as I'm looking at it, I love it. I really do love it. The bronzer, the contour, the blush, it just adds so much to it. Yes, it's super light and bright, but again, it oxidizes. So a little bit later, it may look a little bit more natural, but I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not one that does my makeup all the time, especially recently, but I'm trying to get back into it. So this is, I don't wanna say it's the trend, but it looks good. It really does. Doing such a bright, heavy under eye concealer and blending it out to get that nice kind of highlighted, contoured look. I like it. I really do like it. It was very easy to use. So I definitely would recommend trying the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealers. Again, I chose light. I might go up to medium, maybe mix light and medium together. That could be in another video. I'll try this a couple more times to kind of really see how I feel about it. But all in all, this is it. And I love it. So I hope you like this look. I hope you liked this tutorial. Don't forget to find me on all my social media outlets. Instagram is VietXPinay. Snapchat is also VietXPinay. Facebook is Makeup by Amy, and of course here on YouTube. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in my next video.